Hello, everyone, and welcome to Regular People, the podcast. My name is Ted, and I am here with Classy Beard.
Hello.
My hair looks like a clown's hair.
Your
I hate
hair
that it
looks
sticks out.
awesome.
We just got off of playing this game,
Death Road to Canada.
Death Road to Canada.
Yeah.
That was very different. I was very into
great.
that.
It was great.
I think I liked best about it was the fact that it was super lighthearted about the fact that your characters were dying like a shitty death and whatnot. Like that was super funny, and I really liked it. I thought it was a great game.
Yeah.
And then I think you had also mentioned that the developer was nearby.
Yes, the developer is local, which is cool.
Did you have any other information, or is it just the developer is local?
I only know that he's local, and I think it's called Rocket Cat Studios.
Rocket Cat?
I could be very wrong about that. The only thing I remember from the Twitter picture is it's a picture of a cat with a rocket on its back.
Okay.
So
you're assuming that it is
my
Rocket
assumption
Cat.
is that.
Okay, no. I think that's valid. I think that's fair. But thank you for coming over. I'm super stoked to have you over today and whatnot, and work on like different projects. I feel like a lot of Twitch streamers generally, when they're streaming, they will, when they talk collaboration, they're always like, well, let's collaborate. Let's do a stream together, as opposed to, and that's all sort of streamers ever really think about. And I could be off base when I'm talking about that, but that's what I notice from people, as opposed to let's get people together and start working on things, you know, and like do stuff in person. Because I think there's a lot more possibilities or things that you could do in person, as opposed to, you know, a podcast that you and I would have done where you're at your house and we're in little windows and I feel like in person there's a lot more of like there's a better connection. Yeah, there's a little bit better of a connection doing that.
Exactly. Yeah, I think some streamers take themselves way too seriously. No matter how big or small they are, then they want to focus on whatever they're doing and you know, let's do X or Y and we're gonna do it, but you know, I have to benefit myself in some way. You know, I think what people really need to remember is it's fun. You know,
sure,
you do it for the fun. You know, don't take yourself so seriously.
I guess so. I mean, I understand that completely, but at the same time, it is a career for a lot of people, and I think that. There's nothing wrong, absolutely, with taking it very seriously. Mm-hmm. I get that, like, some people won't do things unless they're also getting something out of it. But but it's like when you have that as your job and your career, I don't know that there's anything wrong with looking at it in that respect. I think that it's how you're gonna live. It's how you're gonna make money.
That's true.
For a lot of people, I mean, being a partner Twitch streamer is like the goal, or like the
dream for a lot of people.
The dream. Yeah. But the thing is like once you achieve that, or once you're doing that as like some partner streamers aren't even full time, you do that as your full time job. You have a lot more to worry about than just having fun anymore. And so like I absolutely understand that, but man, there's a lot to it.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go to it. Yeah. And
I don't want to say like I don't want to put down anyone who does take it very, very seriously.
Oh yeah,
you know,
of course,
that sort of a thing.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I think if you don't want to break any bridges, you know. I guess that's all that I was trying to say, because I mean,
burn any bridges, but I would put that on maybe the person that and hold on, I'll check that in just a second. I'm just checking our levels, where we're at. Turn you up a little bit.
You got to hear my beautiful voice.
There we go. Yeah, you can be turned up just a little bit more, and I'll be turned up just a little bit more. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, burn any bridges, sure, but I mean, at the same time, I don't feel like anybody who doesn't feel like they're getting very much, or anybody who like says, no, I don't want to do this project because I don't think it's going to benefit me in some way. I don't think there should be any sort of ill will towards that person.
Oh, of course not.
In any way. Yeah. Different people. I mean, it's your choice who you want to work with in the future. And if you're not into that mentality, you look for people who do have that same mentality as you.
You want to gravitate towards people that you really, have a connection with.
Sure.
And people,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what I'm doing right now with another group of streamers is I'm working on building this sort of project where we can rotate in. We all have a different variety of skills, whether that's video editing, web development, IT type of stuff, sound and video. That it's a little bit of everything, as well as on-screen performance. But I think those people all have similar goals, or all want to work together to create something that's a little bit bigger than who they are as individuals, which I really like, and that's what I really want to do. Like, I always look at myself as being a support type of person, so I'm very excited to be able to work with other people and sort of help everyone get to sort of the forefront of what they're aiming to do. Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah. So do you have a name for your little gig?
Trash Fire Media.
Trash Fire Media.
No, right now. So that's the thing. We've gone through a bunch of different names thus far, and not serious names. We're sitting there trying to figure out what we're going to end up with. It's been really difficult because on the one hand, we are doing a lot of gaming content. There is gaming content. It's not all gaming content, but I think the inclination, and especially with trends in naming, is to, especially with gaming, is to go with a gaming related name. So you're you end up with a lot of suggestions, people going, oh, well, we should be, One Up Productions, or we should be, Level Up type or something like that. Or and you have a lot of leftover things from that era that was maybe 10 years ago. Screw Attack, for example, is a group that has been around for forever, but that was a product of that naming scheme. And I feel if you go with those naming schemes, you're for a big production company or something, or you go with Super Geek Gamer, Geek Gamer News, something like that. I feel you're more out of touch with the way that gaming is now.
Yeah.
But one of the ideas we came up with was Cascadia Productions.
That's cool.
I liked it. I thought it sounded classy. I thought it sounded neat. And then eventually nobody could agree, and it turned into Trash Fire Media.
I like Trash Fire Media.
Trash Fire Media is funny, but I feel you don't take yourself seriously enough with that name,
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong.
But does anybody really take themselves too seriously?
Yes, I take myself seriously. I take myself seriously in terms of how I work and my promotions and the things that I do. I take what I'm doing this. I take this seriously as well,
And that's why you need a Trash Fire.
Yeah, that's why I need Trash Fire Media. That will fix that right up.
Awesome. Yeah, my friends want to make a production group too, and they want to call it Need a Leaf Productions.
Need a Leaf?
Need a Leaf.
Need a Leaf.
Yeah, Need a Leaf. Which is
what
funny
is that?
because when you say it, it sounds like needle leaf.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. But the reason why they came up with that name was because when these three guys, and when they were kids, they were having an argument on if you poop in the forest, how do you clean it up?
You need a leaf.
Then one guy was because he was in the Scouts,
right?
He's what you do is you dig a hole, you take a dump, and then you get a leaf, and then you wipe your ass with it, right? Makes sense. And the other guy was no, you go in the river and you let nature take it away for you.
Wow.
And so they had this argument.
Holy shit.
These kids are 10 years old.
Right.
And they're having this argument so late into the night that their parents come in and they're go.
That's not okay. First of all, you don't poop in a river. You never know who's downstream from there. You don't want anybody to be getting your poop in the river. Oh my God.
Or the fish.
That's horrible.
Oh, it's hilarious. And so they're going to call it Need a Leaf.
That's a great idea, though. That's what I mean is I think you have to find something. And this is why we haven't found anything in particular yet. This is why we're still coming up with or waiting until it falls into our lap, because I feel it really needs to be something that means something to you as a group.
Yeah,
it can't just be we're going to call this Tom Nook Productions because it's gaming. I think it needs much more of a meaning behind it like that. It needs to have significance to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I feel it's disingenuous.
Yeah.
At that point, I feel I feel audience, and I don't feel I feel like audiences aren't dumb. They can tell when you're being disingenuous and you're not yourself. That's what that's why I think the we're waiting on the name and trying to really wait to come up with something real.
Actually, I really like Trash Fire Media though.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's a funny name.
It's a funny name.
It's a funny name, and I think it's relevant to today's current. Oh yeah, Newt. I think it's my bird is screaming out there. I think it's relevant to today's sort of culture in general, our online culture. Trash Fire Media.
Imagine like the symbol of that is just like a bunch of like trash.
Yeah,
like a trash bag on fire.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I like it.
Back when,
I would wear that. I would wear that on a shirt.
There was a Twitter I came across. It was for a stream team, and they followed me, and they were like, I don't know what was going on, but I went and checked them out and stuff. They had like 10 followers as a stream team, and their stream team name, it was awful graphics. Their stream team was just Trash Streamers. And it was just a picture of a garbage can that just like horribly photoshopped on the front said Trash Streamers. And like everything was just awful on it. It was so good. It made me want to join and like be a part because it was so tongue in cheek. Like it was so funny to me because you see these like giant, the stream teams don't do anything.
Yeah.
Nobody does shit in the stream teams.
Yeah.
I've never seen a stream team, that's successful for anyone but like the people who are at the top. Basically already. I mean, for example, like that Twitch Kittens thing.
Oh yeah.
Everybody seems to be a part of that stream team, but it's just like a bunch of
just a group. It's just a group.
It's a group of up and coming streamers who want to have some sort of boost or get some sort of promotion, but a lot of people don't realize that it's really, it's not as easy as that. It's when you see people like, for example, using this support small streamers hashtag and whatnot.
I don't even understand what that's supposed to do or mean.
I think I don't. So support small streamers, I guess. For one, I don't think people should be using small streamer. You're not a small streamer, you're an up and coming streamer. Saying you're a small streamer means that your community is small, you are a small person, you're going to stay small. I think being up and coming says that you are going to be something at some point in the future. You are going to get there. But I think the support small streamers hashtag, they assume that people are just like scouring the support small streamers hashtag and going like, ooh, there's a small streamer for me to follow or something like that. And it's just like, that's not what happens. Nobody looks at that hashtag. In fact, the thing is when I see people using it, I mute them.
Yeah.
I mute them on Twitter. I don't care. I don't want to see that support small streamers hashtag.
Yeah. I remember somebody told me that like, if you want to accumulate viewership, you need to use a lot of hashtags because what that means is you are connecting with more people across the board so that they'll come to you, right? I don't use hashtags. I just don't, it just seems a bit funny to me when somebody's like, come and watch my stream, hashtag small streamers, hashtag video games, hashtag Far Cry 4, hashtag Pokemon, hashtag, it's like, okay, sure, you're done. I stopped caring at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I understand if you're going to hashtag like a production company that you're a part of or a group that you're a part of, like hashtag Twitch Kittens or whatever.
That's if people are already following that company or that thing and are actively looking through there, or you have a built-in fan base or a built-up fan base as it is.
Now, the one good thing that I do understand about hashtags is if you're going to play a game, like we just played Death Road to Canada, right? That is from a small indie gaming company, right? If you hashtag that gaming company, that says, hey, developers, look, I'm playing your game.
Right.
I'm giving you sort of recognition that, hey, I'm playing this game and that, other people are going to see it, right?
Sure.
I get that part. But if you just like hashtagging everything from the kitchen sink, it's, I don't know.
Right.
That's just me, I guess. I was born in the early 90s. I'm my era is remember we had cassette tapes?
Yeah.
What?
I was born in 89.
Okay,
and
91. So
cassette tapes exist. Cassette tapes are still around.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
It's I mean, nowadays it's more like a collectible type of thing. People will make cassette tapes. People will actively, like for vinyl, for example, people will collect vinyl. Cassette tapes didn't pick up as much as. That's why I have vinyl albums behind this, is because vinyl became a collector's item. It became something that you could sell in like a pre-sale type of thing, and people would order your album ahead of time to get this collectible version of your album. I mean, it's the same thing with sort of like pre-ordering games, only they don't take songs out of the album ahead of time.
I am just envisioning, because like you have these vinyl albums are here. Imagine people like, oh, look at my album, and it's just a cassette tape on the wall. Well, I produced this little plastic rectangle.
Yeah, I think people did. I think people are proud of that sort of a thing, though. That's why I have them like framed and whatnot, because there are 2 on there that I did produce. And
cassette tapes.
What about them?
I just think it would be a little more like, because so on vinyls, part of the thing is that the front of a vinyl is art.
Sure.
Right, the cover.
Yeah.
What's a cassette tape?
Yeah.
What is the cassette tapes like that big?
Well, it's like, for example, I mean, no, like the outside. You can have, so cassette tapes, you can actually have them colored. So you can either have.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So a lot of the time, you're used to seeing gray or black. There's white, and then there's like, or transparent, but there's a ton of colors. You can get anything you want. You can even get like a tie-dye color if you wanted to.
Tie-dye cassette tape.
Or like the exteriors, like the artwork on the outside, that's why people will collect cassette tapes as well. Like I recently had somebody, and I'll post it here on the screen, I had somebody make a fake cassette cover for me so that I can get them as prints.
Well, that's
cool.
And
and start giving those away and start putting them on my store at handsometwitchstreamer.com.
Sweet. Get that.
Get that promo in.
Well, you know what I just envisioned when you were talking. So you know how cars have like a CD, or a cassette tape thing, so you can play your music.
They don't really have cassette things anymore.
Well, no, not anymore. My old car actually only had a cassette one, which is funny. I'd be like, how do I shove my CD into that?
Yeah,
it doesn't work. But imagine like a vinyl one. You bring a giant vinyl into your car and you stick it in to play the music.
Here we go.
There we go.
It's like a pizza or something like that. Shit. God damn.
I would much rather have like a pizza cooker in the front of my car.
Oh man, it gets so hot though.
No. The thing is, you don't need any added heat. Your car heats it for you.
It'll get so hot
because your engine does it.
Because your
engine creates a ton of heat.
You just open up the hood and just pop the pizza right on there. Little Red Barons.
That's why you have the little slot. You put the pizza in.
Yeah.
And the engine heats it up, and you pull it out, and you pull it out, and you got pizza.
Do you have like maybe in the middle of the car you get like one of those wood things, like the things like that? Maybe it's an automatic one. You just press the button. It's like it says time to flip, and so then you press the button. It just goes whoosh, flip, and goes back in
it's
into the center console. Maybe there we go.
Yeah, and there's a table.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Those self-driving cars need to have that.
I'm sure there will be some. They're not going to have a pizza. They might have a microwave. I could see that happening.
Do you have a phone somewhere I can call Elon Musk?
We'll let him know.
Hey, you need a pizza cooker in your car.
Why did you ask if I have a phone? Everybody has a cell phone. Are you asking for a landline or like?
No, specifically I need a rotary phone.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
just
specifically. Those.
Elon, is this you?
Yeah, hello.
Elon, it's me, Paul, again.
What do you want from me?
But no. Like in self-driving cars and stuff, because the way it's going to be, or the way that I've seen it anyway, the designs that I've seen, they're cars, like imagine they're like a room.
Yeah.
It's like a little room with seats on both sides. There's no like driver's seat, passengers, and then you get the people in the back.
Yeah.
They're all the things are facing towards each other.
It's like an awesome circle. Like you can have you could talk to other people in the car instead of having to look in your rearview mirror. And it's like, Johnny, what are you doing back there, Johnny? You know, it'd be great. You could have a conversation with a table in the middle.
That's what I mean. It's like, I think what's going to happen is, I don't know if a table in the middle is going to be necessarily a thing, but I think what will be happening is you'll have a little thing that you can like flip out like a tray type of thing, like a sturdy tray, and pop like a laptop or pop some food. Like you want to eat a burrito on the way, you can eat a burrito on the way there. You just pop that burrito on there.
Roomba in the middle.
Pop that burrito on there.
A Roomba. Yeah, well, I mean, you're going to make a mess when you eat a burrito. No,
you're not. Have you eaten a burrito before?
I
They're
get it
so not
all
messy.
over the floor.
How are you doing that? How are you eating a burrito?
Ravenous.
Just shoving it into your mouth at the same time, just going. Is that what you've been doing?
It's like a lawnmower.
That's it. The entire time you've just been spitting it out on the ground. Like that's how you eat a burrito.
I ate my burrito. It's all down here now.
I haven't found any good burrito places up here. No good Mexican food is in Seattle, man. I can't find anything.
I mean, the best Mexican restaurant that I used to go to is called Uba's.
Uba's?
Yeah.
Where's that?
There was one in Woodinville, but they closed. I thought they might have one in Kirkland, but I don't think so. Honestly, like, the town that I live in has, bar none, the best food. Like, there is almost no bad place that I would go. But for Mexican food, like...
Yeah, no. There's no Mexican food.
I just have to make my own.
I don't know. I liked that. I liked the ramen place that we went to.
Akane?
Akane. I went to Akane.
Was so good.
It's good. I did end up liking the place in the Bellevue Mall better.
Oh, yeah. That's understandable. Yeah.
I can't remember what that place is called, but it's like, I haven't found... So there's things up here that I haven't found that live up to what I've had in the cultural center that is my hometown of San Diego.
That's totally understandable, I think.
The ramen, I can't find anything better than the ramen I've had. It's
down there?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's so fudging good. There's a place that's just growing and like down there, and the ramen is incredible. They do different things. Like one of the things that they did recently, they have a carnitas. They have a carnitas ramen that they did, and it's mind blowing. It's a really good fusion of two different types of cuisines. I haven't found as good of a pho place as my favorite place. I've come close. There are really good pho places up here.
Yeah. There's a really good pho place in Tacoma. It's called Pho King.
Yeah.
So good.
And then I've seen it. And then there's that and Korean barbecue. I'm very surprised at how few K-barbecue places there are up here.
Yeah.
Because I found like a good one. I eat at Blue Ginger in Overlake pretty often, and that's a really decent Korean barbecue place. It could be a little bit better. There could be like the all-you-can-eat kind, but down in San Diego, there's one place that we used to go where we'd bring like 15 people, and we'd have just like a butt ton of meat. You do the endless one, so it's like $25 a person, and you have 2 hours from the moment you sit down to keep eating. You get like all these delicious flavored sojus. I don't know if you've had soju before. You know, have all these amazingly good flavored sojus. That shit'll get you drunk fast too. And then soju in general, but it's an incredible, incredible place, but it's just surprising. You could go anywhere and find Korean barbecue.
Oh yeah,
down there. Up here, I've found like a couple.
They're not really that big. There's one that I go to with family that's in Federal Way.
Yeah.
That's really good, but it's kind of racist in a way.
Okay.
They're how should I say this? So my aunt is Asian. Mm-hmm. They will only give utensils to her to pass out, which is very interesting. And when we sit down and they've got a table and they've got like the cooker in the middle, they will not let any of us touch the food that is on the cooker except for her.
Oh wow, interesting.
It's very interesting, right? It's like only she would know how to cook Korean cuisine.
I don't know if maybe there's any malicious intent behind that.
Oh, no. I don't think there's any malicious intent behind that whatsoever. It's just an interesting sort of social, sort of looking at it from the outside in.
Sure. Thinking I don't know, they might view her as being the experienced one who's probably taking out other people to Korean barbecue.
Exactly.
The thing is, though, and I learned from a Korean friend, I don't know if this applies to other Korean or other Korean traditions, but you never pour your own drinks as well when you're in a Korean restaurant. The way it works is whoever is sitting just around, you pour other people's drinks and then somebody pours yours. You're never supposed to pour your own drink. And it's a sign of it's a thing of respect.
You're supposed to. I'll pour your drink for you.
Thank you. I'll pour yours too.
Yeah, awesome.
But But I wonder if that's partially what it is as well, is it's looking at the fact that this person should be doing this thing for these people as a sign of respect to them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like she's Asian, she's the only one who knows how.
Exactly.
It could be something that it's like, well, we want them to have what the traditional experience is, so you will be the one who is treating these people to our culture, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
that's at least how I potentially see it. I don't know, and I should put that little disclaimer there that I don't know that's for sure what's happening, but I could see that as extending to that.
I remember they had, what was it? And I had it and I didn't know what it was. It was a sea cucumber. They had sea cucumber, and it was like, what is this? Like sea cucumber? I'm like, doesn't taste like cucumber, which was actually my first thought.
You didn't realize that it was like meat, that it was like a sponge.
Yeah, because at first I was like, okay, right, and then my mind was like, cucumber equals, right? Sea cucumber is different than an actual like green cucumber.
Right, but that's in your head. You were like, oh, it's a green cucumber that grows in the sea.
Yeah.
SpongeBob
exactly.
SquarePants.
Hi guys. But I love Korean barbecue, and there's not a whole lot of them around here. But there's a new really good Southern
Baptist church.
Sort of soul food.
Yeah. Fucking love soul food. Soul food's incredible.
It's been rated the best food in Seattle.
Wow.
And
no way.
It's called June Baby. I believe.
Where is that?
Ravenna.
Where's Ravenna?
I work downtown. I can't remember. It's like you go south on I-5. There's, I'm probably wrong here, but I think it's on the other side of the like the right side of the highway, the east side. Mm-hmm. You have like the Green Lake, and it's on the other side of the highway from there, I think.
So is it like Green Lake? So it's like what, 30 minutes south of here?
It's about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 minutes south and then more east.
Yeah. So you go like eat. Yeah. But I have not been there, but now that I know, because I work as a news assistant, so we had it on the news, and I was like, yes,
we
must go.
We had a good soul food place in San Diego. I can't remember. I think it was like Aunt B's or something like that.
It just already sounds terrifying.
It was incredible because we went in there, and obviously this isn't like a place that's frequented by a lot of white people. It's definitely it's owned by black people, and there was other black customers in there, and we went in there. It was so cool though. We went and sat down. It was like a little diner type of thing almost. Yeah. We went down there. They had like board games and stuff there that you could play. Yeah, so we played Jenga at the table when we were waiting for our food. They were super good. Like we had hush puppies and stuff. And
sweet.
Yeah, everything.
There's nothing better than getting food in your Jenga.
It was
getting Jenga in your food.
It was super, super good. So
I just imagine.
I love soul food places. They're great.
I just imagine like eating like some fried chicken.
It was very good fried chicken.
You can't
what else do you order
Jenga
there?
In your fried chicken.
That's what I like. I love it.
Oh, that's hard. Oh, I got a Jenga piece.
No, that was like my favorite. I fucking love just food in general. You can get me going on food for like an hour, 2 hours,
Jenga.
30 minutes. Deep fried Jenga. Yes, absolutely. That's what it's called. I just, it's tough finding, and that's the biggest challenge I found coming up here is finding places that live up to the good food. I found a good Japanese place just down the street from here, but good finding food that lives up to what I've had before. And I wonder if part of it is a nostalgia or a feeling of like, I miss my home and this stuff tastes better when it might just be like close or,
I've lived in the Seattle area all my life, so I'm not really knowledgeable about food food culture sort of outside of the Seattle area. But one thing I do know is that in terms of like perhaps the quality of food, but giant quotes around that, right? Like Portland, I think, has better foods than the Seattle area. At least that's what I've heard. Like the food trucks are just like off the wall, fantastic.
Well, that's the thing.
And other places too. And I'm not saying Seattle food is bad.
No.
Right? I'm just saying that, you come from somewhere else and you kind of have your expectations. and perhaps it doesn't live up to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like my uncle is a food connoisseur, and he goes all over the place in the Seattle area and goes, "Oh, these places are good, and these places are good." And like so my family went to a tea place for Mother's Day, and the tea was fantastic. And you had these baguettes, and it was like they weren't like, this place is like 5-star rated, amazing quality, whatever. And I'm like, it's not bad. You know, it's like, so I guess what I'm saying is, you really have to search. And I think that really goes for everywhere.
Absolutely. You definitely have to search for the best foods or for the top quality.
One place I really want to try, I've never had Brazilian cuisine.
Brazilian's good.
And there's an all-you-can-eat Brazilian place somewhere. I can't remember where. And you pay $35, all you can eat. And I've heard it's absolutely top-notch. So I got to go do that sometime.
We're gonna reset the camera here. Shoot, we were talking about food.
We're talking about food.
Yeah. You wanted to go to Brazilian.
Place,
I want to try hot pot. I would love it. Like, I got really big.
Oh, hot pot's
yeah.
good.
I've been super I got really big into like watching food YouTube channels, and I don't mean like cooking. I mean like those dudes who just travel around the world and just go to like random like places. Like there's this dude like something Dumpling, I think is what he's called. But I
love dumplings.
Yeah, dumplings are great. Specifically bao. I like bao, not necessarily
like hambao. Like the bread.
Yeah. But not necessarily, because people here for some reason they refer to dumplings as those little like pot stickers.
Pot stickers?
Yeah, those are pot stickers. They're not dumplings.
No, those are pot stickers. Yeah. Or gyoza, whatever.
Gyoza is what it's called.
Yeah.
But he goes around and he just goes to these like different Asian countries and just tries a bunch of food there.
Nice.
That's his thing. He goes like very deep into like Vietnam and Japan and China and goes to, I think he went to Malaysia at one point and just tries all the different foods that they have there in the normal cuisines and goes into like the different flavor profiles and whatnot.
Nice.
And there are certain things that he's done where he'll go and try out like $500, steak and stuff like that. And it's like, it's incredible. It's very, very cool stuff. And I got really deep into that for a while when I was like watching YouTube. When I was watching a little bit more of YouTube than I do now. I was big into YouTube for quite a while.
There's a fantastic hambao place in Pike Place Market.
Oh yeah.
So I work like a mile away. So I walk to Pike Place Market and I get to eat these great. They've got like a curry bao.
Oh yeah.
To die for. So good.
I don't think I've had bao that's been as good as when my friend's mom made it. Him and I.
Oh yeah.
So there was a summer that he was, or there was a year that he took like a gap year, or he graduated from Florida and then was going to law school in New York the year after that. Yeah. And so he took a gap year. He graduated with a degree in mathematics and then was going to go to law school. And then, so he took this gap year. Him and I used to just like hang out 3 times a week and get stoned in his bedroom.
There you go.
And at one point,
that's how you do
it was super funny. There was smoke all over the room, and his mom just came over and like came in one day and just put this little like basket. It was the steaming basket that has the steam that goes through it.
Yeah.
And set it down, and we opened it up, and there was like just a bunch of Chinese bao in there. She just made us a snack one day. It was super cool. Awesome. Him and I would hang out all the time and like just chill. We found out later his parents knew the entire time what we were doing. Yeah.
They all knew you were smoking dope.
Well, the thing was they got caught, or one of them got caught by or was like arrested on campus by the campus police for having weed on them at the time. And their mom asked them, she was like, what is it? Is it a powder? Or and so they just had so little knowledge of what it was that when she came up to smell it at the time, she didn't know, and like was giving she didn't know what was going on. She just thought we were smoking cigarettes in there. And then later came to find out we had been smoking weed the entire time we were in there. They were a very nice family, and they loved having me over, and like always asked me how I was doing and like, what was going on in my life and all that. Very friendly people. Great. Very, very friendly people. Very cool people. But yeah, so that's what we would do is we'd just smoke weed up in the bedroom.
Smoke weed.
Yeah.
And eat bao.
And eat bao. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's such a weird thing. What a weird time in my life. And that was like when I was like 21, 22. That's when I was like way younger. I wouldn't do that garbage anymore, like smoking like my parents' house or something like that. When I was in California, I'd always leave. I'd leave the house to go. And but I mean like leave, I'd just like go to the backyard or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like nobody would see me or anything, but I'd go to the backyard. But when I was like 18, 19, or no, when I was like 22, 23, I think. Yeah, 22, 23. I started doing this thing where I would pop out, and this is back when I was living in like a 2-story house. I'd pop out the screen to my window and go and walk out onto the roof to go and smoke.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you had the ability to just walk onto the roof?
Yeah, so there was
nice.
If like my window was like here, there was like a ledge that would be like out this way, that it was the roof that like was directly outside of my window. And so I would just walk out of it, go stand on the roof, and then go walk over to the side and go stand on the third garage. And then
that's awesome.
Yeah, and the thing was one night my mom was up late downstairs in the living room and heard me walking on the
and was there a bird on the roof?
No, she was just like, yeah, I heard a noise, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I just used to go walk out of the bedroom.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good way to get around it, you know.
Yeah. That's really classy.
Yeah, especially coming from like a semi-religious family. You know, I was able to get away from that sort of thing.
Escape to the roof.
Get away with it, you know.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
I like that.
Very,
very innovative.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
okay. You want to come out? Let's let him out.
Okay.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah, let's go, Newt.
He'll come hang. You want to come hang, bud? Come on. Newt, come on. There we go. Yeah. No, let go. Come on. Come hang out. No, come to me, you bird.
Come on, bird person.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
He'll hang out. Now you said you didn't have any other animals other than your cat, right?
Correct. Yeah, I just have a cat. He's different. I actually saved him from a burning building. Okay.
Did you really?
The burning part's wrong.
Okay.
I saved him from a build. So what happened was, I went to a private school. And, we were renting it from. It was actually just a house, right? We were renting it from this person. There was like an outbuilding, like a giant garage, one big enough that you could hold a boat in.
Oh, right.
Like a big sailboat. And for years, the renter said that no one could touch that building. Like this was like a sketchy, like building that had like the, what do you call it? The thin metal sidings. Like when it would rain, you'd do the
right.
And then one year he said that we could use it for a weightlifting class.
Oh, okay.
And so we were taking stuff out, and you know, I'm helping my athletics teacher, and you know, I'm like, what? What the heck is that noise? And I pull a box off another box, and there's a kitten.
Oh, wow.
A 2-week-old kitten in the bottom of that box. And so I took him home. We found a surrogate that he had for a while, and then we got him back. And it was funny, too, because he was still too young to be left alone.
Right.
And we were going to the Puyallup Fair. For those of you who don't know, Puyallup's like southeast of Tacoma. Mm-hmm. And so we went to this fair, and what we did was, you cannot bring pets in except for service animals, right?
Okay.
Or, you know, pets that are, it's a state fair, right? So you have like, you know, the animals in it, right? But outside animals from people that aren't part of the fair. And so what we did was, because this is September, we had hoodies, and we had him in the hole of our
How
hoodies.
old was he?
He was 3.5 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he stayed, and we had him in our hoods. He did nothing. He just slept the whole time we were there. And I think because of that, now he's 11 years old, and he wants to cuddle constantly.
Oh, gotcha.
Because that's his safe space.
Right.
Right? And so, it'll be 3 a.m. and suddenly you'll get this cat all up in your grill and he's all like, it's snuggle time now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the weirdest thing, I'll end it on this. The weirdest thing about this cat is he likes being laid on top of.
Oh, so interesting. He likes pressure.
Yeah. His favorite thing is that if you lay on top of him, he will purr like no tomorrow. But if you get off of him, he'll get upset.
Well, I mean, I guess that sort of makes sense to me. I mean, we have now gravity blankets. Like we have those things that you can just like, what are they? They're like 20 pounds or something, the blanket itself. And then you can lay it on you and you go to sleep is the thing. Like same sort of thing. I think.
Blanket,
pressure blanket. They're weighted. I don't know. I mean, it's the same sort of thing that dogs have. They have something like called thunder shirts where it puts pressure on them. But that pressure like relaxes you for some reason. Yeah. It's like a big hug. Yeah. I mean, at least that's how I interpret it.
Yeah, hugs are good.
I like hugs.
I like hugs.
I mean, that's how I see it anyway, is very similarly to that. Yeah. I would suspect that it's probably a very similar thing. You cuddled him a lot when he was a kitten, so he probably just grew up enjoying that.
Yeah. He's a great cat. I'm not so much of a dog person so much. I got attacked by a dog when I was very young.
Yeah, that happens a lot. I hear that really often.
I like dogs, but any dog that's not mine. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely.
Because I'd be terrible at training a dog. Like I have friends like your dog. I mean, super well trained, super well behaved, but that's because they taught the dog that.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I would be like,
he's very protective. Like he barked at you. And he has a very mean bark. He's not like he doesn't have a nice bark. He was a very deep and growly bark, but it's like you give him a couple treats and he's fine. And then as soon as we got up here, he just sort of laid down and that was it. He's fine.
One thing I didn't tell you was that he licked my feet for like the first 30 minutes of that game.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Why were you letting him do that?
I don't mind it.
Oh, that's gross.
Well, what? I keep nice sweet treats on my feet. My feet are just really sweet and tasty.
I guess so. Yeah, he'll do that. He likes. He does that for like attention. Is the thing he'll do. He likes to.
I mean, I do it too sometimes.
Oh yeah, lick other people's feet.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Sometimes you gotta lick a foot. Sometimes you just gotta.
Lick a foot.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Same thing with the bird here. He licks a foot.
Yeah,
Actually, he grooms me a lot, which is really weird. He'll sit on top of my head and he'll just sort of like take it hair by hair and like run each one in his mouth.
That's awesome.
And just like,
you got to make sure it's clean.
Yeah, no, that's what he's doing. And he's just cleaning and then he'll go onto my shoulder and he'll stick his like, he'll start like cleaning the not like the inside of my ear, but he'll put his mouth like on the thing here. Yeah. And he'll just like run it along it and start like, it's almost like he's nibbling, but I can feel him trying to groom me.
Yep.
And so he does that super often. It's super weird. Yeah. He's funny.
Ted is just a tasty man. Ted is just a tasty man.
Please. But that's how they show like their affection and whatnot, is they'll groom you.
Yeah.
Timber doesn't let him groom her at all.
Understandable.
Because the thing is like he sits there, he starts grooming, and then eventually he gets comfortable and just bites you. He'll just start biting your ear.
Lobe. Yeah.
It's like, all right, thanks. And you try to like get him off, but he's like pulled out. You peel him off basically.
Ouch,
it's super hard.
Yep.
He bites really, really hard sometimes.
My cat also likes earlobes. So you can understand. There's a difference between an earlobe and a bird beak and a cat.
Yeah.
Canine sitting in your ear. Yeah. Oh yeah. And but yeah, my cat also likes to lick people's necks.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
So he likes to nuzzle into your neck and then lick your neck.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. That doesn't sound very much fun.
It's just a really weird feeling where you're snuggling a cat and he's just like, yeah.
Does he do that kneading thing that cats do, where they like stand on you and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm giving you a massage. Right now.
Yeah. He bakes bread.
Bakes bread. That's what it is. They bake bread.
Yeah, they make bread.
That's
kneading the bread.
That's the best way to describe it. Yeah, because they're kneading.
Yeah.
They're kneading things.
Yeah.
Right? You need? Nah, you don't need shit.
Yeah. You don't need that bread, do you?
Yeah, he's a good bird though. I like having him around. The thing is like what people don't tell you about birds, and a lot of and I knew this going in, having a bird is like having a toddler forever. So it's like a 2-year-old because you can super smart. They're really wildly intelligent. Like he'll try to bite like this cable, for example, on the bottom of here. I'll pull him away and say no, and he'll go back and do it like multiple times. After you like really get stern with them though, they start pouting and they're like, okay, this is a bummer. Like I don't like this. This is mean. Or they'll start biting you to like signify that like they're mad at you for that. And they remember shit too. Like he remembers if you were mean to him earlier, or like, so earlier what I did was, couple weeks ago, what I did was I took him and I was putting him in his bed, which is that little thing there.
Oh, okay,
it's so that he sleeps in there as opposed to in there, which he won't poop if he's sleeping in there. So they don't generally poop where they sleep. So I put him in there and we cover it. I put him in there and he was being really like aggressive one night, and he he went over and went to the zipper when I was zipping it up and tried biting it, and it like zipped his beak into it by accident, and he got really mad at me and screamed. And then I pulled his beak down, but he has a little house in there. He has like a little fuzzy triangle cave.
I want a
And he
fuzzy
went
house.
into there, stuck his head out, and was just staring at me. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, bud, I'm so sorry." I put my finger near him, and he just bite, and I like just had to leave him alone for the whole night. They get angry with you for things, like even though it wasn't on purpose, he still viewed it as me doing that to him. It was just like, this piece of shit,
this guy,
this motherfucker,
this bastard.
Who does he think he is?
Trying to zip up my beak.
That's pretty much what I'm sure he thought. He was being a garbage bird earlier that day. Anyway,
I agree with him.
See, he'll also go after my mole pretty often that I have here on my neck. Stop. Thank you. And like he knows I don't want him doing that. He knows. So he'll just sort of he'll go up on my head and whatnot there. It's shit that he does. Bird people.
Bird people.
Also, bird people are fucking weird.
Oh, there's Hero and the Bird.
What is that?
He's I don't know if he streams anymore, but he's a huge bird dude.
Oh, really?
He has like 9-10 birds.
Like Hero and the Bird?
Yes, his name is Hero and the Bird. I don't know. He's got a very busy life. I haven't talked to him in a really long time.
But he streams with the birds?
He has birds in the background.
Oh.
I don't think he has them on his person.
Right.
Right. But they're there. I remember he talked about his room. I haven't actually seen it, but it's like he has his bed, and then he's got like 9 or 10 cages around his bed.
Wow, that's a lot of loud animals.
Yeah, right.
What if you got a dog though? What would you get?
A corgi, probably.
Yeah, I find that a lot of people seem to, specifically in this generation, seem to get it. But I think it's because they're like, I don't know what it is. I think they're meme dogs along with like Shibas, and a lot of people get them just because they're fucking meme dogs.
Yeah, meme
That's pretty
dogs.
much it. They're like, oh, I saw it on the internet. I need it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you might not be prepared for what a Shiba Inu is.
Oh God, they're so.
What a corgi is.
Shiba Inus are so attitudey.
Yeah.
They have such a huge attitude.
That's what they are.
Very much like the internet.
That's what like a poodle is, for example. Poodles
Yeah.
are the same way, where they fucking have huge ass attitudes and they're super standoffish. They can be aggressive at times too. It's just like they're mean.
Yeah.
Shiba Inus also, they're the same way, where they really only like one person, you know?
Yeah.
They find one person that they are sort of paired with, and that's it. And,
Yeah.
I was talking to a Japanese lady though. She was telling me that her daughter's dogs, she was from Japan, her daughter's dogs are more westernized. They're Shiba Inus, but they're more westernized, so they seem to like more people in general.
Interesting.
But hers are definitely still very Eastern, and so she says that they are not very friendly and still only like her.
Gotcha.
And whatnot. And it was
Yeah,
an interesting
that's interesting.
conversation that where they're raised makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my love for corgis comes from my grandmother had. She had 3 corgis, not all at once. She had 2 and then another one after that.
Yeah.
And they were just great dogs, and they were cute, and they were funny. They were really they were intelligent, but also derpy. You know what I mean? And parts of my family are really into like the royal family in England.
Why are they really into the royal family? That seems like a really weird thing to really enjoy.
Well, they're interested in like the stuff that they do, and like the gossip, and like what they're, I don't know. I'm not
That's
that kind
the
of person.
literal equivalent to following the Kardashians.
if you're from like Germany.
It's the exact. Well, no, it's the exact same thing. Like when you look at that, it's for example, like there was a post that I saw a long time ago on the internet. It was about how somebody's brother would watch this like dinosaur show, or he enjoyed watching dinosaurs, and he did it wearing a dinosaur costume. And it's the same fucking thing as somebody who is watching sports in a sports jersey. It's the same thing.
So many people do that.
Yeah, they do because they wanna. They're doing
support their team.
Yeah, exactly. So he's supporting the dinosaurs in his dinosaur outfit.
He wants to be a dinosaur too.
Exactly.
I mean, if you were watching a dinosaur show, wouldn't you want to be a dinosaur? I would.
But that's what I mean is like it's the same thing as keeping up with like watching the Kardashians and like keeping up with them on social media and shit. It's the same exact thing as following the royal family.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so weird to me.
My family has corgis specifically because the Queen Elizabeth had corgis.
It's funny because it's like, to me, people would probably say there's a difference. Like, it's the Queen. It's like, no, there's nothing more distinguished about it. It's you're following a gossip thing. You're following the same people, like, or you're following something that's like the exact same thing. That's super weird.
Yeah,
to me, I get it. I don't get it, but it's cool that people have their hobbies and whatnot, and they're into that sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been into that either. But I do find that the royal family does a lot of interesting things.
Like what? What is something that you're like, ooh, that was interesting. The royal family did that.
I think the last thing was was it Prince William? God, I don't remember. It's the middle child of the princes, or the younger one. Recently got married, and he married like an actress.
Was it Harry?
Was it Harry? It was Harry. Yeah. And he recently got married.
Or was it Niall?
No, it was Harry. And it was interesting because Harry has always been sort of this guy who is like, I don't know, I think it was like a year or two, he was like caught at a club like that had a bunch of drugs at it, and he was smoking a ton of weed and like, it caught fire. People were like, oh my God, he's at a thing with drugs and he's smoking weed, and I was just like, wow, scandalous, right? Which it was,
right?
But I mean, and there are people in my office who like if there's a car accident, if like there's an asteroid coming, they don't care. How is the royal family doing? Right? All they care about, well, not all they care about, right? But like they want to talk about the royal family, which I think is so interesting. They're not even from there, and they're so invested in the full royal family.
I had read that, or I had heard that the royal family, or that people shared or that there's some people out there anyway that share the opinion that the royal family should be abolished as a thing. Like
there's definitely people out there, yeah,
that like they shouldn't have any sort of like standing within the British government or anything like that. That it should no longer be a monarchy. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's not a monarchy anymore. They have the monarchy.
Yeah.
But is that the royal family should be abolished? And I guess like it would save money, and it would save but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know I don't live in that country, so I can't really give many of the logistics.
Sort of like the Dutch royal family, right? They're just figureheads.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to do in actual like real life. They're just,
they're the royal
popular.
family.
Like, well, but they do, like, I think royal families all over the world have a sway in a governmental system, because say the government's doing X and the family says, no, what? That's awful. Then people will go, oh, the royal family said it, so I don't want to think that either, right?
Sure.
For whatever reason, right? And then the government has to go, now popular opinion's now gone because the royal family doesn't like it. So,
Sure.
even though they don't directly have an effect on it, they have an indirect effect on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, specifically like the British royal. Actually, I have a funny story. I actually ran into the Dutch Crown Prince.
How did that happen?
So it was Crown Prince Frederick. I was at a coffee shop in Amsterdam. My family, I have some family that lives in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And we were at a coffee shop, and my uncle was like, nudge, nudge, and I was like, what? And he's like, the Crown Prince is right behind you. And I was like, I looked over my shoulder, and there's a dude wearing a T-shirt and shorts.
And it was him?
And I was like, what? And he's like, just look up your phone. Look up Frederick. And I was like, okay. So I did. It was him. I was like, huh.
He didn't have anybody following him? No security detail or anything like that?
I think there was probably somebody behind him that would like, I can't remember. I think there was like some sort of security guy, behind him.
Around,
yeah. But I guess that's my claim to fame. I recall like saying hello to him, and we had like some small talk, but it was just like, hey, what's up? No, well, welcome to, the Netherlands. You have a good day. It was just sort of like that.
No, absolutely.
It was just like, well, that was Grandpa.
Nothing very significant or anything
no,
like
I didn't,
that.
I'm like, oh, well, how's the family?
How's the family? How are the kids?
Yeah, how are the kids? You breaking the Netherlands again? No.
Jesus Christ.
Come on. What do you think about this thing? But no, it was good. And it was just interesting. That's my one claim to fame.
Very interesting. Well, that is pretty much the end of the podcast. There, we've gone through our subjects.
We've talked about things.
Yeah, I haven't
fantastic.
I don't know. I almost never have anything written down. In the future, I'm like, well, maybe I should have things written down. But I'm just like, I enjoy just like chatting about random ass shit.
Heck
it's
yeah.
Fun. Anyway, so this is Classy Beard. You can see him on twitch.tv/ClassyBeard.
I do things.
What's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is @ClassyBearded because somebody took Classy Beard. Jerks.
What about Classy Bread?
Classy Bearded, ED.
How is bread? Why did bread become a thing?
So bread became a thing because people's text to speak or text to the in the chat auto corrected on their phones, on their mobile devices to bread from beard. And because the difference between bread and beard is where the placement of the R is.
Right.
And so it would just bread, and people like loved it, and they would send me bread related paraphernalia. Like in my room, I have 3 bread related stuffed objects.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So it just became a thing.
All right.
Have
you ever thought of changing your stream name to Classy Bread?
I have had people tell me to change my name to Classy Bread because it would make more sense. I just like it, the way it is. And plus, people make fun of me for my beard because I don't have like a full on, huge beard.
I was gonna say, you don't have a beard. You have a goatee.
I don't. Oh, well, it's called a Van Dyke beard.
All right.
Yeah. But I just don't like. I had a full beard in the winter when I lived in the Cascade Mountains, and it kept my face warm. But it was otherwise I didn't like it. It was very uncomfortable. So I have what makes me comfortable.
All right.
And that's just what I do. So
that answers that. Yeah. I was actually really curious about that. But thank you for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Follow me. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. This won't even be on YouTube.
I know.
That's fine.
You
Bye.
should subscribe. Bye.
That was great. All right, Newt, off. Let's get him off of here, and I'll pause this and...